Hi guys, sorry it's a bit dark here. It's about 1 o'clock in the morning here in Sydney, Australia, so I'm trying to be a little bit quiet because hubby's asleep. Just thought I'd show you this little journal that I've put together. I've been out of action for the past week, so you wouldn't have seen any videos or anything from me. I've mentioned it before, but I sprained my wrist, but I finally had it checked out after many weeks. And it's also, there's a sprained ligament from here along that way, so I can't kind of open my thumb without some pain, and a hyperextension as well. So it's in a brace with a stupid metal bar along there, so I can't bend it, and kind of a bit useless without a thumb and a wrist. But anyway, I've put together this little journal over the past few days, bits here and there, and thought I'd show it since I can't sleep. Anyway, it's a soft cover journal. And sorry, a few of you asked about my last blue journal. It had already sold by the time a few people asked about it, and I did say that I would put some, I'd be making some more and putting them in my shop last week, but I just haven't been able to do anything with this stupid brace on, so I'll just put a few slowly over the next week or so, and hopefully I'll get this wrist right, so I'll be good to go again. But this one will be up in my shop shortly after this video, and it's another soft cover journal, quite similar to the previous one. So I'll show you the fabrics. So it's some fabric with some gold thread, and it's a blue purple in the background. Some similar fabrics, that shimmery fabric that was in the last one. This one, I love this one. It's that was vintage fabric from my grandmother. Actually, a lot of these were those. Actually, almost all of them were on here. Actually, yeah, this whole thing was vintage fabrics from my grandmother. So, and that's the back. So just a little patchy work. Now the zigzag stitch around the side, my sewing machine, he must be going a bit crazy because he's doing like zigzag, straight, zigzag, straight every now and then. So it is stitched, but a little bit crazy here and there. Okay, so this time I've put a button closure on the front with just a wrap around from the back. So it's got some nylon ribbon, and this was actually by mistake. I did have nylon ribbon at the front as well, so you could tie it in the middle, but I was trimming, you know, I'm forever picking at journals once they're finished, and I was trimming it down because the ribbon was too long, and then for some dumb reason I cut the wrong end, so I cut this off, and I was like, oh great, now I've got a ribbon on the back and not the front, so I've had to put a button. But actually I'm glad I did that because I quite like I like the ease of that without having to tie it. So it was a mistake, but a happy mistake anyway. So I've got some little charms here. There's a little gold butterfly and a little bell, because I feel journals need a bit of noise to them. And there's some eyelash trim hanging out the side, a few bits and bobs hanging out the top, and there's also some threads that are a bit longer that I haven't cut off deliberately, but if they annoy you, you can snip them. So things like this. So a few, you know, papers or tags might have been sewn, and I've left the threads because I like the look of it, but you can snip those off if you don't like them. And the charm and the bell, they're on little gold safety pins attached to fabric, so you can take them off if they annoy you. And the button, I don't know if you can see, but it's like a big blue. It's actually a deep blue colour. Okay, I'll try and make this quick. Usually on the inside, front and back covers, I usually put pockets, but I really like the effect of this paper with the blue paper. So sorry, this fabric with the blue paper. So I've left it blank on the front and back because I really liked it, but I have had to put a little flower applique here just to cover the stitching from the button. And this page, I love this page. This is coffee dyed blue photocopy paper, and I don't know if you can see all of the little effects properly, but this page in particular I really loved because I don't know if sometimes I see things that other people don't see, like maybe it's my imagination, but I saw a butterfly there, and so I ended up putting a little picture of a butterfly that I cut out of a magazine, and I just coloured it and distressed it a little, and I've put that in there because this little echo effect, it reminded me of the butterfly effect. You know, the theory of when the butterfly flaps its wings and the ripples in the air travel, and that's kind of what it reminded me of, and I really love it. But this blue photocopy paper, it always it comes up so nice. I really love the effect, and it kind of reminds me of those eco papers. Anyway, see, like, I just love it. It's my favourite. I don't have a lot of blue photocopy paper left. I had it left over from a work project. I worked in accounting my whole life, and finance and accounting, and I can't remember, I had some presentation thing, and these were the blue cover sheets that I had left over from years and years ago, and the kids when they were young used to draw on it, and this is some of the leftovers, so it's really beautiful. Anyway, so all my coffee dyed papers, they're quite heavily coffee dyed, so they have that grungy look. I know some people don't like that, but that's my style. I really love that style. So anyway, some blue lace. This is an auction catalogue listing page that's been coffee dyed, and on top of that is some coffee dyed music paper with some fabric, and that's got some gold thread through it. And if you can see, it's kind of like I don't know the name of it, but it reminds me of crepe paper because it's all scrunched, and in there's just a little scrap of paper. This is actually off a security envelope. It's quite thick, and it's just been coffee dyed. It's got a blue pattern there, so you can put a little, I don't know, secret love letter in there. Some ledger paper, and I'll just put a bit of fabric there so you can fold out. Just some fabric there, and that's what the little butterfly charm is pinned to. This is just a page out of a vintage cooking book. Looks so old. And I've put that in there because it's, you know, the journal is kind of a blue theme since the fabric was all blue scrap fabric. Sorry, the cover was all blue scrap fabrics. This is another remnant of that blue shimmery fabric. I really love that fabric. So I've done some fabric wrapped pages where it goes over, because I really like the effect on the side. Just some, you know, that pretty stationery packs. Am I on camera? Sorry. Some old, not photocopy paper, printer paper with the spools, computer printer paper. That's just an old receipt. Actually, this delivery docket came from, I was taking my dad shopping at Aldi, which is a supermarket chain, and when I got the trolley out of the trolley bay, this delivery docket was in it, and it was blue and nice, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll chuck that in with my coffee dyed papers. And so I really love like the sound of how it came up. And that's where I get my papers from, like every random place you can imagine, because I don't buy papers or craft supplies other than glues and stuff. But yeah, so if you're new to junk journaling, that's what you'll end up doing. Every time you see a paper in some random place, you'll pick it up. So it's some purple fabric. It's an old diary from 2003. Oh, I say it's old, I suppose it's not that old. And I've just put a fold out so you've got extra writing space. And on the other side, it's folded up so there's a pocket. So there's a little pocket there. And that's just some envelope with some eyelash trim, just to make a little tag. This is a page, it's the first page out of the book. It was called Where Do Butterflies Go When It Rains, and it had the most beautiful little images in it. And I've been using it up, and I've only got a page or two left, but rain, 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 where does the butterfly go when it rains? And it's so cute. So I thought you could write on this side. It's a page from a vintage children's book. Actually, this book, one of the girls on the Junk Journal Down Under Facebook group, I sent her a few pages of this book in a, I think she purchased something from my shop, and I always put some little extra goodies in there, and amongst those goodies were some pages out of this book. And she posted some of the images on Facebook the other day, and I forgot I had sent them to her, because, you know, after so many names and orders, they kind of all blend in together, and I always forget what extras I put in the orders anyway, because they're all different and random. And I said, oh, I've got that book as well, I love the images. And she's like, yeah, you sent it to me. And I was like, oh, thought we had the same pretty book. More ledger paper. This is a receipt that was in, someone must have used it as a bookmark, in a book I got from an op shop, and it was the 12th of July 1989 or 5, I can't read it, it's too dark and I'm too blind, 89. And yeah, someone must have used it as a bookmark, and so I've popped that in there. I just thought it was cute. It's all aged. And actually there's a lady, I watch her channel, her name's Tammy Minder. I'll put the link in the description box below. Excuse me. And she did a video a while back on, you know, little goodies you find in books. And she showed, sorry, I need to have a sip of water. I've got a tickle in my throat. And she showed all these little things that she had found in books, and it was funny because JD, I don't know if you know her channel, I'll put the link in the description down below. It's on YouTube as Junie Desiree. We had just been talking about how we love finding little, you know, bits in books, and then I saw her video, and so it was like, oh, there must be a lot of people. I just thought it was me. I always like, oh, look at this stupid little piece of paper in a book that I get excited about. But it seems like a few people like finding those little treasures. This is a book out of a book on how to draw roses. I showed it in a vintage book haul video a couple of videos back. This is a page out of a butterfly book. The whole book is just butterflies. There's no writing or anything, just pictures of butterflies. And inside, I've just put some of the scrap papers from when I was trimming down pages for this book in there. So you can use them as little journal cards or writing spots. So that's the centre of the signature. So you'll see the stitches down in the centre there. I've just made a pocket to hide the stitching. It's just a bit of fabric with a little pin and some blue beads. Street directory. I liked this page because it was blank, so you can write on it. A copy of an old document out of a stamp catalogue, and I've backed it onto coffee dyed paper just as a journaling card. I love the old documents. So that's another image out of that stamp catalogue, just a little stamp that I've put onto paper to make a little tag, and that folds out. I love this fabric. Look at that. It's so awesome. I really, really love that fabric. My grandmother had made a dress out of this fabric. This was another little find that was in a book from an op shop. It's just a little bookmark, and it's got magnets on either side. So I've just put a little scrap of lace and a button there because it had somebody's name across there. But I thought it was really cute. So you can put stuff under there because it's, you know, magnetized, so it'll hold it in. But I love finding little things in books, especially handwritten letters. That's my favourite. Just a bit of nylon trim there. I just did it like a little fold out. Some little scraps of fabric and lace. Some more fabric. This is out of an old picture frame that I rescued from a curbside cleanup. The picture in there was really pretty, but the edges had been water damaged, so I just saved the image in the centre where there was no water damage. That's just a scrap of file folder from when I've been making traveller's notebooks out of them. Oops. It's just a little pocket, and there's some stationery in there. And that's a piece of an old bingo card that I had trimmed down. I used the other half for some other project. Just use it as a little journal tag right on the back. That's a little library card holder out of an old book. And just some scrap fabric, scrap ledger paper and security envelope paper that I've just made a tag out of. So you can of course take all these little scraps and tags and stuff out and you put your own ephemera in there if you want and use those for something else. I just don't like to leave pockets empty. And that's another one of those postcards or letters out of a stamp auction catalogue. And I've backed it onto some coffee dyed paper to make a journal card and a little blue paper clip. And I've left the back blank. But if you do like pockets, you can just stick some fabric or card or something there to make a little pocket. Anyway, that's it. Oops, I'll show you the back. I really love how he came out. I think he is just over 80 pages. It might have been 82 or 84. But I'll put all the details, the measurements and everything in the Etsy listing description. And hope you like him. I really love making these. I really love using up the little scraps, and I like when all the random pieces go together. But I will make maybe another one or two blue ones just because I had so many queries about the blue ones. But I was also going to make another pinkish one, and I've got some old fabrics that are really retro, so I would like to do a whole little series on little retro ones, and a few, you know, carnival-y type ones, because I've really got some loud, outlandish, colourful fabrics that I think would really suit a circus or carnival themed. But that's it. He'll be on Etsy shortly. Hope you like him, and thanks for watching so late.